have a very special guest in this Atomy office right now. Is very intelligent and knows about the business. Here he is, Mr. Gary Amick.
Hey.
Hey, all right.
Well, since Paul said everything I was going to, I'll just say hi and goodbye. Ditto, Mr. Paul. Thank you for, I want to thank Paul and Kay for the invite today for this special occasion for me. It's always a pleasure to hopefully share, and if I can inspire one person, my job is done. So if we can, some of you are fairly new, I think, may not know much about me. And so I'll just share a little bit of history and we can go from there. But you wouldn't tell, I'm duplicating my hero, Mr. Paul. So you can tell we use the same shampoos. And any rate, the Gary Amick has gone through, like everybody, an interesting trail and track. I squeezed a 4-year degree in 10 years and finally graduated from a physical therapy program in 1980 and moved to Las Vegas and started my practice as a sole practitioner in mid 80s, 85 or so. And so retired about 3 years ago from that world. I miss a lot of the practice about treating the patients, but I don't miss the 3-piece suits and the insurance and the attorneys and liars and all that stuff. That part's been a blessing, but I do still stay active in the business. I do some personal consultations. I don't bill for those. I'm blessed to be in that position. And so that's really kind of about me. My last joke, well, I don't know about last, but my wife is just going under cataract surgery, Miss Donna, and had the first one repaired a couple of weeks ago. And I told the surgeon that I'm a little nervous that when she first met, she thought I was good looking. And now that she's seeing better, I'm having a little doubts about that, a little more nervous about that she can see. So any rate, this isn't about me, this is about you. And I want you to keep that in mind. I hope I'm not going to offend anybody or get anybody upset, but it's a little different presentation today in my prayer about what I'm going to share today. So again, I want to thank Redrock for having me. And after today, they may not have me back. I don't know. They're gonna. You can't fire somebody from this business unless you really mess up. So exactly. I think I'm okay. Exactly. Any rate, when I was in practice, and even after, I would ask, engage in conversations with people, and I would ask them a lot about did they ever expect to get this old this fast? And now I'm asking myself, did I ever expect to get this old this fast? I'll be 75 next month. Wow. And so that's good. Thank you. You don't know because I don't have any gray hair. So that's okay. But I found out that most people in my studies and talking and etc., a high percentage of people do not have a plan B. When they go through their working years, whether they're employees, whether they're self-employed, whatever the circumstances might be, when this magic date hits, whether it's from an age restriction in their business, profession, whether it's just time to get out, whether they're let go because they're getting paid too much, whatever the reasons might be, when people get to the retirement side, they usually, most of the time, do not have a plan B. They rely upon their, as Paul said, their savings and or welfare to whatever it might be. And so that's a surprise to many people. Well, it's never too late, and is my hopeful message today. But most people are working as employees. They trade their time for money. If they're self-employed, they trade their time for money. As a self-employed person, theoretically, you make more, but at the same time, you're first at the office, last one to leave. You're trading your time for money, and you're only as good like for when I was in practice, only as good as my next patient. If you're in business, you're only as good as your next sale of whatever it might be, or commission or whatever. So it's a constant effort to make those transactions. And the other side of the scale, if you own businesses, then it's a little different. You're not trading your time for money as much as your money's trading for your time. So you have more time available typically. And if you're in the investment world, same kind of things. If you live off of those percentages and off of what the investments will provide you, and that is kind of a residual income, but it still is dependent on outside factors. So all of those issues, and what Atomy is, as you well know, is does not fall under those extremes, except I will say that each one of us and you own your own business. You are the CEO. So if things are going well, what are you doing? How can you share? If things aren't going well, what are you doing? Don't share. So you want it's your business. You're the CEO. Now, what makes this business really good is that upon success, you have a residual nature. And a lot of people, if you ask them, Joe Blow, what's residual income, they don't know what you're talking about because they haven't experienced it or read about it or understand it. But when you get to the advanced levels in this business, you have residual income, and it all depends on the size of your organization. But the bottom line, it's there for you. And if it's not fast enough, you're the CEO. What are you going to do about it? The Atomy is you're going to find the good news about the business is people related. The bad news, it's people related. So a friend of mine told me a while back that owns a commercial business here in town, a delivery service. He said, this business would be great if I didn't have to worry about customers or employees. I go, yeah, we need to sit down and talk. But there's a lot of truth to that. But you are in charge. Mm-hmm. You are the CEO of your business. It's not meant that you rely upon your sponsor or team leaders or anybody else to do the business for you. That's expected a lot of times. Well, what have you done for me lately? And so there's a lot of issues that come into the Atomy business, and a lot of people look at it, this MLM, as a bad thing. And let me see a show of hands. Have anybody ever been in another type of MLM business before Atomy? Can you raise your hand? There's one, two, well, most everybody here and several online, and I'm assuming those people that we can't see. So a lot of us have. Well, why are you in Atomy? What was the reason that you left that business? And there's a lot of types of reasons. MLMs on paper sound pretty good. They're most of them are not pyramids, but they are a pyramid type of business in that you have somebody that like your organization, it's a binary, so it's shaped as a pyramid. But what is a pyramid? I give you a solid definition of the corporate world as a pyramid. You go in as an employee. Now you stay long enough and do the right things, you might become a supervisor. If you keep working hard and doing the right things, you might become a director of that department. If you keep working, you can work your way up. You might become a leader of that organization and keep going, maybe a vice president, maybe. Mm-hmm. But what's the chances of the new grunt off the street to become president of that corporation? Very small. And typically in that world, if you're really good, your boss doesn't want to advance you because you could take his position or go above him. Yeah. So there's all kinds of dynamics that come into the because we're human, it's the structure. Well, Atomy business, if you take it apart and look at it, you are the CEO of your business. Do you want successful people in your organization? Absolutely. Awesome. You want to have a bunch of stars in your depth. Do you want or higher? Of course, that's why you're working. That's why we're doing this business, is to help them succeed not detract or restrict their success. That you see in business a lot. So there's a lot of differences here in what we're talking about. But if you're new in Atomy, for sure, if it hasn't happened yet, many, if I ask a question, I think you will raise your hand. You got involved in Atomy however long a time ago, or however recent, and you talked to one of your family or friends and realized that they are also in Atomy, not in your business, but somebody else's. Why is that? Because you didn't call them. So, do you want those people that you know and have relationship with in your business or not? Because sooner or later, somebody's going to go after them and contact them. So it's so important to be active, to do something. And what is that something? Well, that's part of the training system that Atomy has available for each and every one of us. But by and large, it's the 8 steps for success. I want to see a show of hands, so I'm going to put some people on the spot. How many people think that Atomy business is easy or simple? Easy is a higher grade. You think it's an easy business, or do you think the simplicity of Atomy oversees the easiness of it? What goes through your mind in that question? I'm 100% believing that it's a simple business, but not easy. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Everybody'd be crowns if it was so easy. So there's simplicity to it, which makes it available for everybody. So depending on your background or your expertise, I believe it's a simple, not easy business. And so the simplicity is based down from the company have given us the steps for success, the 8 steps. If you don't know those, go online and find out, talk to your support team leader, talk to people. So I got a big echo here. I don't know.
That was me.
I don't know. Anyway.
I will.
I don't know.
It's
Anyway.
already open.
Somebody might be open. Somebody's computer might be open.
Okay, hang on just a second. We had a little technical issue.
Hang on just a second. We had a little
Turn off everything. Turn off. Turn off. All right, that's good now. It's good.
So again, back to the plan here.
So again,
You are the CEO of not just your business, but you're the CEO of your dream. What is that dream? Do people know it? Have you written it down? How active are you in pursuing that dream? It's individual to each and every one of us. You see, the dream should be written in ink because the path to get there is going to change a lot. So your path to get to your dream is written in pencil. You're going to have detours, you're going to have road stops, you're going to have all kinds of issues, good, bad, and ugly. So it's never a straight line to your dream. But the path is in pencil. But if you haven't written it down, then really it's a wish, not a dream. So are you listening to your support team leader if they give you some advice, if they tell you and recommend, because really this business, I believe you're not going to get told to do anything. It's advised that you do some homework. It's advised that you read into this. It's advised that you do X, Y, and Z. It's advised that you do the 8 steps. They're not telling you to do it. They're requesting or advising you. So that's a big difference. And how many people have actually counseled above? How many people reached out to their leaders for help and information? That's an individual decision, individual choice, and that's up to you as a CEO to seek help. Because a lot of people don't want to find it. They don't want to. If you haven't gotten a call from your leader, maybe it's you. What are you doing or not doing to have them not reach out to help you? Because I guarantee the leaders are going to be, they're going to notice you, because of your efforts, activity, and what you do. And it's likely that they're going to reach out to you at some point, if they haven't already, because of your activities. But you are the CEO. But being the CEO of your business, are you your best customer?
Yeah, that's very good.
If your leader comes into your house as a house visit, not that they're going to, but if they would go around and kind of look and snoop around your kitchen and bathroom, are you an Atomy user? If you own a Ford dealership, are you going to drive to work in a Chevy? It's your business. You have to be your best customer. And the big reason for that too is that not only trying things that you haven't before, you might like them, and it's going to be easier to share that product with other people. So you're becoming more knowledgeable about your inventory. So every time Atomy launches a new product, really that sets us up for a raise, doesn't it? Because a lot of people want to try it. So, and particularly each one of us should be trying those new. As a CEO, ask yourself, are the numbers panning out? This is a numbers world. You can't avoid it. Some people are more grateful that the numbers, they love numbers, they'd like to do those kind of things. Others hate that fact and don't like math. They don't like, it's just, but it's your business. You have to be aware of it, at least be aware of it. And then you can trust a lot of the calculations to the office because they'll do it for you in figuring bonuses, etc. But you really need to know it. Are your numbers increasing? Are they steady? Are they falling? The reason, I think, is lack of momentum. Momentum is a key word. The question is, how do you create it? Well, first is a dream, but how do you create momentum? You have to look in a mirror and seek counsel. What are you doing and not doing? What could you different, not different? It's the 8 steps. There's no shortcuts. So the dream is number 1 on the list. And to know your whys. Why do you have that dream? Write it down, put a date on it. It's so important to do that. You have to take control. And it's easy to say, but it's hard to do. The PDCA is plan, do, check, and adjust. You're going to make a plan with your leaders and you do it. If that's the plan is the transaction or the whatever it is you're going to do, the action. The D is you actually do it. The C is you calculate the results. Is it working? Are you creating more volume? Are you creating more people? If it's not, then maybe change it. Alter the course. That's the A. So PDCA is a fundamental thing. It's easy to remember. But for example, if you had to write down what your registration rate is, you talk to a few people. Are you registering all of them? How many are being registered as a consumer? How many are registering as a business owner? You need to know these numbers because that's part of your momentum aspect. And then ask yourself, why is this not working? Because everybody's going to go through highs and lows with everything you do, but how do you get momentum? Example, if you're contacting people, what's the rate? If you contact one person a week times 7 years, 364 contacts. Well, 364 contacts by itself is a good number, but not spread over 7 years. I think you will agree. If you do 1 a day times 4 months, that's 120 contacts. Consequently, if you do 1 a day for 1 year, 365 contacts in 1 year, not 7. What's the rate? How many of those people do you register? How many of those people, what's the outcome of it? You, as a CEO, have to track that and understand, is it working or not working? If not, why? Why is it working? Why is it not working? Because you can share that with your team. You can also share that with your team leaders as to why, if necessary. But again, are you doing the 8 steps? I keep coming back to that because that's the fundamental about this business. Are you sharing the website with people? Have you even seen the website? Do you have the dates written down as to when you're going to reach certain landmarks and certain decisions? That's recommended all the time, but how often do we do it? Do you have a plan to achieve it? You see, as a CEO, you are in control of your own destiny. You, not your support team, not your leaders, nobody in your business. It's you make the choice. And you have to get accountability to your partners. If you're going to do something, say you're going to do something, then you want to do it. If you ask them to do something and recommend them do it, follow through and see what happens, because this definitely will lead to momentum. And momentum is what we're all looking for. Excuse me, I got a ish. So you're given a gift of helping people. That's Atomy. With the opportunity to take the next step for yourself and them. So ask yourself, what is your next step? Take it. When I have been asked to speak with on occasion, every occasion, I always recommend a book. The book this time is
Yeah, your face. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's good.
17-minute. It's back. Everybody sees that backwards.
Yeah, 17 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
17
It's called 17 Minutes to Your Dream.
To your dream.
How to Get Breakthroughs You Need. It's by Darren LaCroix. LaCroix.
Put it on your face again. Higher. Okay.
That's good. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17
17 minutes to your
better.
dream. How to get the breakthroughs you need. I met this speaker actually through a church function that we had, and he lives in Las Vegas, and he's got an interesting background. So some of the things I'm going to share with you about this may sound a little strange, but the concept is 100%. What I read through this book, it was amazing. And it's 17 Minutes to Your Dream and how to get those breakthroughs. Many say they devote basically an hour a day. I'm going to give this an hour a day and try to ration that time. You may have said it yourself, or have heard other people say that. My issue is that, and I agree with him, an hour is probably too much because we all have things to do. We've got jobs, family, other obligations and experiences. If you set aside an hour a day and you're consistent with it, good for you. But most people can't or won't. That's why he came up with the 17 minutes. Now you have to get his book to find out how he came up with 17 minutes. But the point is, it's a smaller amount of time. And the amount of time he sets aside is 17 minutes a day. Now think about, can you stop watching TV for 17 minutes? Can you get off the internet for 17 minutes? Can you get off the toilet in 17 minutes? I don't want to get too personal.
Yeah.
But there's things we can do in our life that we can justify, and 17 minutes is very reasonable a time. So he focuses on how do we get the breakthroughs that we need to succeed, to get more, to work toward our dream. And by 17 minutes, some people need to have a stopwatch set. Get a stopwatch, click it. 17 minutes, click it. You know you're done. Other times, for example, if you go to a seminar, a success seminar for Atomy, that's going to be 3 or 4 hours, isn't it? That's one setting, 2 to 4 hours. That's one setting. That you're not spending 4 hours a week. Well, maybe 4 hours a week, but it's not 4 hours a day. It's the old turtle and tortoise book. Who won the race? The turtle. The turtle did. Why? Because he was consistent. He was consistent. You have that same opportunity. So if you can take 17 minutes to commit to a day, now what do I do with that commitment? Well, what are the 8 steps? Can you read 17 minutes and put the book down? Can you make phone calls in 17 minutes? Can you call and meet either your support team leader or people in your organization for 17 minutes? Now, there's times it's going to go longer, isn't it? Of course you can do that. I think it's a lot easier, particularly for all of us, to spend that time because we're so crazy busy in general anyway. But if you devote that time and make a commitment to the 17 minutes a day, get a plan. In that 17 minutes, create a log. Write down the time that you spent. Write down what you did in the 17 minutes. Keep a log and keep control of what it was on the minutes that you spend. Because at some point, those minutes are going to be very important. It's going to trigger, at some point, that minute is going to trigger further momentum in you. So keep a record. Really important to keep a record. What you did that day. And the idea of consistency and the tortoise and the hare theory, he said that consistency beats ability and enthusiasm. Think about that. Consistency beats ability and enthusiasm. Think of the tortoise and the hare. Who has more enthusiasm? Who has more ability to finish that race? Well, the hare does. Who finishes the race? So it's consistency that makes the difference in this. And if you are not a coachable person, there's no cure. You have to be willing, have to seek, have to get guidance, talk to more successful people that are more successful than you. The crazy thing about this business is they're for you. They are there for you. They're investing their time in us. If we don't ask for it, they're going to go to those who want it. If you feel you're getting the wrong support, guess what? You're encouraged to go above them to somebody else in that organization that you feel comfortable with, and likely they're going to reach out. They're going to match you and reach out for their time to give to you. We talk about giving money all the time for charities. The most expensive thing we have to offer is our time. 100%, because we only have so much of it. So when you're, as a CEO, when you're going through this business, it's encouraged that you pick your leaders. The key is picking your leaders. You want somebody that's going to add fuel to the fire, not put water on it. So you may want it more for them than they want it for themselves. So these people will stand up. They will announce themselves. They go to the functions. How active are they in the 8 steps? They're creating a business. They're being a good student of the business. Do you want to coach that person, or do you want somebody that doesn't return your phone calls? You are the CEO, so make your choice. If a person steps up and you can see through their behaviors, then they're coachable. Then most of the time they want progress to progress. Then Mr. LaCroix said, progress leads to breakthroughs. Breakthroughs lead to results. Results build belief. And belief and hope, nothing can stop you with belief and hope. The only one that can stop you is you. So it's really important. Progress leads to breakthroughs. Breakthroughs lead to results. Results build belief. And therefore, nothing can stop you with that. But it's a process. And you can focus on that process through your 17-minute cycle. If you want to spend more than 17 minutes, by all means, but it's a minimum request, 17 minutes a day. Can you find 17 minutes a day? Maybe.
Yes,
Maybe.
yes.
So this is about you. It's your next chapter. There is dreams inside every one of us. So you're not done. You're still alive. At least I assume so. I see smiley faces. So is Atomy your second chance or third chance? Because you may not get another. So go all in. This is for you, your dreams, your family. And the question is, what if it works? Oh my goodness, what then? So he also indicates that some minutes that you spend will give you hope. Some minutes will give you progress. All the minutes that you spend will give you momentum. Really, really important. So in a nutshell, because this business is changing, which I think change is good, we're looking for more business leaders, and the registration process is obviously different as opposed to a customer.
I know.
So we're phasing in and out of those things. So when you're contacting people and you're talking to them, there's still nothing wrong with looking for consumers. We need them. That volume is going to help us. However, I would recommend, and again, get with your support team leaders. I would recommend that in this conversation, you talk to these people, that it's about quality products and pricing and saving monies and delivering on, share the positives about this business. There's no buy-in, no minimums, no have-tos in that respect. As a customer, we have a person that comes, what does she come, every 2 months for coffee?
Yes, every month, every month.
Oh, every month. She comes once a month for 10 boxes of coffee.
Wow.
10 boxes every month because they love it.
Mhm.
Well, there's another opportunity, isn't there, to maybe give her a sample of the vitamin C or the toothpaste or something else to share with her about the products. Not just the 10 boxes of volume, PV that produces, but she's very loyal. They love coffee. And so, and then assisting in time about the business component to share with people. Listen, the volume and being a consumer is great because we're all consumers. But what else can we do? There is an income component that's available. I don't know if you're interested or you qualify. Whoa, what do you mean I don't qualify? You're going to have some attitudes. What do you mean I don't qualify? Well, we're looking for lookers. This business isn't for everybody. And we're looking for a few people, and to sit down about the business side, it's going to take about 15, 20 minutes. Is this a good time to talk? Or we can hook up, I can come by your house, or we can meet for coffee, or by the way, if we come by, and this is really important for a lot of people. If you're going to a home, somebody's residence, you should not be alone. If it's opposite sex, if that occurs, I'm a male going to a female's house, guess what? I'll go, but there's going to be a female with me. And that female is going to be one of the leaders that's learning about the business. So you can help coach them. So that quality time is huge. If it's just a cup of coffee, same thing. It's going to take about 15, 20 minutes to go over the business side of this. The registration is different for business owners than it is for a consumer. And I just want to be upfront with you about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so you give an overview.
Mhm.
And so there's no surprises. And you find people that, and end it with this comment. By the way, do you know anybody that is looking? There are looking for income. Do you know anybody that's looking for income that's willing to do some work? Get the referrals from them. Increases your contact list, doesn't it? So there's avenues because you're in front of these people for a short period of time. Hey, listen, there's a seminar coming up on Thursday night at the Hampton Hotel here in Las Vegas. It's at 6:30. I can come by and pick you up if you want, or do you want to meet us there? What do you want to do? What would you like? They can share more information about this business. So you invite. If the best thing is to pick them up, because if you're going to make statistically 5 invites, maybe 1 shows. But if you pick them up, you're 100%.
Yeah.
So those little fundamentals can really help organizations grow and expand. But if you're in a position where you take somebody to a meeting and they're new, by all means, introduce them to your support team. If you don't do it, you're making a huge mistake, because that leader can edify you as a leader in this business. They can give you more credibility. And so it's really important that that's done in these sessions. Now, I'm not saying it's not, just be aware of it. It could be, I know it has happened before. So the bottom line is promote. I want to end this. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but gathered by labor shall be increased. Proverbs 28:20. Those who get rich quick will be punished. There are no shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
Now, this is biblical related. This is 2,000 years ago. So they knew something then. So the idea is that it's our mission on this planet, I believe, to be successful, to be better stewards of what we've been blessed with, to help people in our short time on this crazy world. So if you can expand upon this and put this into your dream modes, you're going to be so much more successful in your journey in Atomy. So again, I want to thank Paul and Kay for reaching out and making me embarrassed to have to speak. So thank you.
Wow, it's so nice.
OMG, as usual. We actually benefited from this